back, everybody, to the last series of today of Matchday 8. It's gonna be Karnos eSports versus Team Black Diamond, and we have another person who's willing to cast with me, so it's gonna be Cravette. How's it going?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing good, thanks for asking.
I'm back. I casted once before. I don't know. Some of you might remember me, but I'm back in the game. I'm gonna try again in this matchup. Looks like we're gonna have a kickoff here already. Frosty here, going for the double tap. Not quite enough boost to finish it off though. Now has to rotate all the way back, leaving his teammates in a 2v3.
Wait, Karnos eSports, they have been away from the competition, which immediately resulted in 3 losses every time where they had a series to play in.
So
But
the
they're
stakes are
back
high
in
for
the
them.
competition. They are back in the competition, and they're like having a whole new roster, except for Harrigan. He has been there before, so they really need to at least get a sweep every series they're gonna be playing in, or at least 3-1. So they really want to avoid getting a draw in any series that they're gonna be playing in. That's like the only way for them to be climbing up the standings, because they're like at the 7th place right now. But if you want to look at their previous records when they were actually playing, they show a lot of good potential. So this is one of the best teams out there, and they are finally back in the competition.
And the stakes are double as high for them because they have a new roster, you said, so they need to prove that new roster for capabilities, which is not going quite well right here because they're getting scored on after just 1 minute into the game. A nice free. Was that a 180 flick right there? They just
It's
got destroyed
more of
by
a
Frosty.
more of a defensive mistake coming from Karnos eSports. It's just like they had Sam to be like all the way in the back, but he wasn't really ready for a shot like that. So just that one slipped through so easily.
Giving Frosty a lot of space to pull off that 180 flick right there. Another passing play coming through here. Frosty not quite able to smash it through the two defenders. That was a could have been a fatal double commit for Karnos eSports. Like you said, they need to get some sweeps here if they want to get back into this tournament. Also, they need to prove themselves as this new roster. They need to prove that they're capable of getting those free sweeps, and so far it's not looking very good for them.
Ooh,
Uh, the pressure
save
is
right there.
mostly on them. It still is. Good hit there from Sam though. That might relieve some pressure, give some time to get boost. Also that boomer right there. Frosty, an unlucky backflip right there. So far, I'm having my eyes a bit more on Frosty. This guy is playing a hell of a game. This these 2 minutes that we've seen him play.
Covering so many spots, like in the midfield, defense, offense, like he's always showing up. And I think this is really scary to have, because if a player is like always showing up in your face while also maintaining positioning and rotation, that could be really scary because you won't be able to get rid of him so easily. So it's gonna be causing you a lot of troubles, and
And that is
acrobatic
dang. That
pinches
is
the
gonna
ball
be
on the car.
a unlucky pinch for Karnos Esports. I might call it a lucky pinch for for Agrotic though. He'll take that goal gladly. And
25
Karnos
second
now
after
down
this
by
goal.
2 goals. Down by 2 goals. How will they come back from this? Because like you said, they still need those sweeps. It's gonna be a lot harder for them now.
Halfway in, well, I've seen a couple of comebacks before. Maybe they're not so much right there, but it might be possible because I think both of the teams are like at similar level. So that's kind of gonna be creating some kind of fair
Ooh.
possibility of like it could go either way around.
Yeah, and it's definitely possible because as you see right here, Karnos has the potential. They're getting some nice team plays every now and then, and it's not like the pressure is on them 24/7. Every now and then they can clear the ball and keep some pressure in midfield themselves against their opponents. It's just they're still getting dominated just a little by their opponents here. There's not much action on their side, and when there is, it always goes wrong last second.
Not really having the momentum yet. They're just like trying to find each other's roles, you know? Like it's just like maybe I should be focusing too much on defense or offense. It seems like this is what they're struggling with at the moment. Maybe the team chemistry hasn't really built up yet, and Acrotech with another one. 3-0.
This is gonna be a very hard comeback for Karnos if they actually want to pull this off. 1 minute 17 seconds down by 3 goals against a team that's playing this solid. I don't see them pulling it off, if I'm honest.
Place when it comes to the standing, they're obviously one of the best teams out there, but they're just already giving them a hard time playing and also just keeping out to the pace right now. We're seeing a lot of challenges coming from Team Black Diamond, and also it seems like Game 1 has already been written for Team Black Diamond. So there's
Black
no way out coming back right now for
Black
Karnos
Diamond,
eSports.
they're having two very dangerous players right here because Acrotic, he has put almost every single shot he had on net or on target. His shots have been very good so far. And you also have Frosty. Like you said, he's everywhere without cutting rotation or doing stupid stuff, but he's always at the ball. And Acrotic, while I'm saying it, he scores another one. The accuracy, it's unreal.
The pass and the speed for Team Black Diamond is just like Frosty just shoots the ball off the wall, and he just like his teammates just like went for it really fast, able to defeat the last defender in the back when it comes to the speed. It's just like they're being really fast when it comes to the challenges, and I think that is giving them an easy time of controlling the ball and just also having the advantage early on in the series.
Yeah, and only 20 seconds left now. It's near impossible for Karnos to make this comeback happen. 4 goals, and pressure is on them. So I think we can all see where this game is gonna go from now on. 10 seconds left. We'll see. Do these players keep rule number 2 though? They don't. They just completely ignored it.
Going for Team Black Diamond, but I don't think we have seen a lot of offensive plays coming from Karnos eSports. Even though, like, on the scoreboard, it says that they got 4 shots, but I don't recall seeing anything really scary for Karnos eSports. Like, it's just like skill scoreless, and I don't think like they have been putting a lot of pressure uh, against like Team Black Diamond. Like it's just like most of the times we have seen them having to clear the ball, just having to defend right from the beginning. It's like maybe got better at the end, but it still just went back to how it started.
And I'd agree. Karnos esports under pressure constantly by Black Diamond by this one key player Frosty. He has only 1 goal, but a lot of points. This is because he's everywhere in the midfield. He's keeping the ball there, keeping the pressure on. There's not really anything Karnos can do when a player is on fire like that. Frosty is playing some good Rocket League right here. The whole team of Black Diamond showing some good Rocket League. Also Karnos esports, I have to say. They're doing their fair share. There's just not much you can do when you're under pressure a whole game.
I think it's
Going
the
into game
speed
2.
and knowing when to go to the ball and knowing where he should be positioned at. I think that is like what Team Black Diamond are doing right now. It seems like they're not really having some awkward positioning where they just have to constantly just adjust their car and just like to be in the right spot. They're just like moving around the field very fluidly, so they're just like making them a really fast team, and they're like just almost everywhere just try to clear the ball or just like maybe try to do something with the ball. They're just like always denying your chance to get something done.
Also, you can clearly see that Black Diamond is a real team. That they've been playing with each other for longer. They can find each other more easily when they're trying to go for passing plays. Like Karnos esports, they're trying, and they have some good setups, but they're never quite able to finish it because they they never they never quite find the third man in the passing play.
Team Black Diamond, well, I don't think they have went through any roster change, so they have kind of built up that uh, team synergy or whatever you would call it. It's just like they have been used to each other's playstyle, and I think that is gonna be giving them another kind of advantage to keep playing in the competition, because the more you play with the same team, it's just like even with less communication, you're able to tell who's gonna be going for the ball. It's gonna be Sam right there, just getting.
That's gonna be Karnos scoring the first goal for Karnos. A distant shot. I'm not quite sure if that was a pinch or just a dang hard boomer. Like, damn. Full court shot, still going in. Something went wrong there in the defense for Black Diamond. Last man just too far up. to be able to save that, and that will result in a goal for Karnos. Karnos, they've really stepped up their game already. As you can see, they're not under pressure nearly as much. Getting some shots through here, getting blocked though by Black Diamond. But yeah, they're getting some pressure on their opponents now, and they're able to clear the ball a bit more. And right as I say it, Caster's curse. Never mind, guys.
Beautiful infield pass coming from Frosty to Brian. And just Hurricane, he just like came all the way down, just trying to get that clear, but he just couldn't really make it stop. That ball was going in at
It was a very
supersonic
good
speed.
play. I mean, it was a very good play, but you gotta admit, I kind of jinxed Karnos right there because. Need I say more? Another very good shot from Frosty, though. That's gonna be 2-1. Great hit on the backboard there, Frosty. Perfect speed, perfect placement. The one spot both of the defenders can't save the ball.
Play where they just rely on using the walls to pass it back for their teammates. It is working so well, and I think that is also one of the most safest way to go for passing plays at such high level play, because sometimes it takes like two players in the in upfield, and it's like if they're gonna be missing
the net wide open though.
Oh.
But that's not gonna go in yet. A whiff there from Karnos eSports. I don't know who it was. I think it was Kostas. He had the ball right in front of the net, able to put in a shot, but he jumped past the ball. You don't expect to see that kind of stuff on this level, especially not when you're playing against a team as solid as Black Diamond. You need to put those shots in, especially those shots, because those might be the only chances you get against a team like Black Diamond.
For an air dribble, couldn't really gain solid control on the ball. It's gonna be Frosty. Just again trying to have a center ball. It's gonna be cleared by Sam, and a follow up by Brian. And this one is gonna be on target. And it just again, Team Black Diamond, they are dominating.
This was just poor defense, not gonna lie. Sam getting a good clear there on the backboard. Kostas, it was looking like he was going boost over ball. He didn't even get the boost, but he should have been way closer to the ball there, so he could have beaten the guy that shot the ball on net. Like they just gave too much space to Team Black Diamond there, and that's gonna be an easy goal for Brian to put in. Now once again, Kostas. Oh,
they had the first goal in the game, but it seems like it's going to be like in game one again. It's just like Team Black Diamond, they're back at the game. They're just controlling the ball most of the times. It's just creating them a lot of chances for them to get something done. So it's going to be a lot of struggles for Karnos eSports.
They're dominating the midfield right now as well. You don't see Karnos getting past the midfield a lot in this series. They do it every now and then. Oh. Never mind. I jinxed it again. What the hell am I even doing here?
That's a really good pass by Kostas. He just used the backboard for his teammate, and even though that was risky, but Harrigan at least he got a shot on target. And just back again with 1 goal difference only. 1 minute and 22 seconds left. I think that's more than enough.
I don't blame them. All or nothing, indeed, with 1 minute and 22 seconds left. Third man committed. If it didn't work, would have been a goal against them, but it did, and they're only 1 goal away from a tie game. Let's just hope they don't give it away.
Showing some signs of life right now, and they're just having better offense. I think this is what they really need. Is just like better offense and better ball control.
Yeah, they definitely have the potential to do some real damage against Team Black Diamond here, but they just don't fully use that potential. Every attack they get, or every clear they get, or every touch they get on the ball, sometimes they just give too much space to Black Diamond, and they're all too happy to use that space to their advantage as much as they can.
Huge by Brian. Just the ball was like right in front of the box, and Brian got a demo on Kostas, prevented that follow-up, and for Karnos eSports they really needed that.
Oh, a misplay there from Karnos eSports. Almost fatal, but they're looking fine right now. They should be able to clear this ball. Nice little air dribble there from Sam to relieve some pressure with the pinch. This might actually be something. Can they do it? 5 seconds left. Nobody there to follow it up. It looks like game number 2 is going to be over unless they can score the 0-second goal. Coast is putting it on the backboard. That's gonna be cleared by Brian. Still not over though. They still have a chance. Keeping it up. Coast is flicking it over one. Very good play there. Harrigan, perfect timing with the flick. And that's gonna be an unfortunate miss from Kostas, and that will decide the whole game. Can we get a new server?
Very close play for Karnos eSports. They had their almost had their 0-second play, but it just like the clear from Brian from the backboard, that was huge and resulted in really hard time for Karnos to control the ball at 0-second 0-second play. So it's gonna be the third game of the series, and I think if Team Black Diamond gets to win the game, well, I think it's gonna be already over for Karnos eSports. Even though like they maybe winning the last game, it's still gonna be a victory for Team Black Diamond.
Yeah, was this the whole match? I thought it was a best of 5. Because the players are leaving.
Game 3, Karnos eSports versus Team Black Diamond. Karnos eSports, they had better offensive plays in the previous game, but Team Black Diamond had better play like overall, not just in offense, even like in the defense overall. So I think Team Black Diamond, they definitely gonna win the series. They're playing obviously a lot better than Karnos eSports. I don't think they have been like trying to adjust their like play style yet to fit for the entire team. So it's still gonna be taking maybe a bit of more serious for Karnos eSports, but there's like barely any time left for the competition. So we're already halfway in. So it's a whole new roster. It could be giving them a really hard time trying to adjust. It's gonna be Sam with a solo player right there to start game 3. We're seeing a lot of solo plays these days. He get to win the 50 on the air and just like manage to flick it over the last defender and starting with an early lead for Karnos eSports. Sam with a pass to Harrigan, and Kostas trying to get the follow. It's gonna be Aquatic, just putting the ball high, and Frosty with 0 balls, couldn't really get anything done. It's gonna be a huge miss and open net almost. It's gonna be Aquatic just showing up right in time. He's able to get the save, and Sam maybe just trying to get the Doomsday dish off the backboard. It's gonna be denied, and Harrigan with a low pass, and Sam with a shot. This one is on target, 2-0 already. Karnos eSports, they're just starting off with solid aggression right off the bat. Whether if it's a solo play or just a passive play like this one, they're just having their aggression really early on. And if it stays like that, I think Karnos would be able to walk away at least with a draw. It's gonna be game 3, so it's gonna be the game that's gonna be deciding it. And Brian just trying to get the second touch, and Kostas isn't able to get the block. And that's gonna be the first goal for Team Black Diamond. He managed to have enough boost for the follow as he landed on the ball, just trying to get so much power, just maybe trying to get a ground pitch as well, and just Kostas, he was very close but couldn't really stop the ball because it was already going in way too fast, and you get so much power as you just like land on the ball like that. So that was a really nice decision by Brian to keep saving some boost and just like use it at the right moment. It's gonna be a double commit by Karnos eSports, just pitching the ball all the way out, and it's gonna be Sam with a shot. It's gonna be a bit too weak. Kostas, really interesting touch to get that clear, but it's gonna be denied again by Brian, and now Akrotek, maybe with an infield pass, he gets bumped. Now Frosty, he has to show up in the offense. Akrotek, again just off the wall. It's gonna be Frosty trying to get the shot that they were looking for. And again, Frosty trying to keep centering the ball over and over again. They're just like looking for the aggression and just trying to build the pressure. We have seen the team being really fast earlier. They're still being really fast, but Karnos eSports, they're just showing really good signs of adaptability and also the adjustment to the playstyle that will just be fitting them the best. Like they're just like not really having a hard time defending. It's gonna be a really interesting touch and just almost in. Kostas was only pixels away to get the touch, even though it was gonna be really slow, but that would have been in. Kostas has to play it to the side, and he goes for the follow. And Frosty managed to secure the corner boost. It's gonna be a shot by Sam, and this one is on target again, extending the lead even further. Karnos eSports, they're just really stepping up in game 3. These powerful shots, they're just so hard to stop. Even though there's just like gonna be a defender in the back, even though he's like gonna be jumping for it, or maybe even getting a slight touch on it, it's still gonna be going in because of how powerful the shot is. It's gonna be giving a really hard time for the reaction. It's gonna be Frosty, as I was speaking. It gets his solo play right there. A quick way to respond back. Brian goes to harass the last defender, and Frosty gets a flick that was needed. And back again with only 1 goal difference. Almost 2 minutes left only in game 3. Akrotek trying to get an edgeable, and Kostas managed to get a save. Another infield pass, but it's gonna be cleared by Kostas. And 1v1 situation right there, and also a race to the big boost pad. The back pass coming from Karnos eSports. It's gonna be Kostas trying to get the shot. They're still on fire, Karnos eSports. They're just having their aggression, even though they just haven't really got a shot on target yet. They're just like, they're having their passing plays. They're just able to maintain the aggression and the pressure on. So this is already, they're already in a good spot at the moment. And Frosty just getting a demo in the defense, just creating some kind of disturbance right there. Just a quick moment for an empty space, and it's gonna be a 3v2 right off the demo. They're still having to clear it, and Brian with another infield pass. It's gonna be blocked right away by Karnos eSports. Now Sam trying to get the solo play again. He's already passed 2 defenders, but Brian managed to half flip into the ball. He gets the touch to keep the ball out of danger. The last 30 seconds left. Can Team Black Diamond get a goal and push it to be in overtime? It's gonna be another shot, and it's gonna be taking 2 defenders from Karnos eSports. And a quick follow-up, and again it's gonna be blocked, and another shot coming by Brian. and Sam is there to defend. The final countdown. And Team Black Diamond, they are pushing non-stop at the moment. They're just really looking for that one goal only. The ball is still alive. And Acrotech just tried his best to keep it up, but still, Karnos eSports, they just managed to take a win in the series. We're headed to the last game right now. And for Karnos eSports, they just showed great potentials in the offense and also in the speed. That adjustment was perfect. It was like exactly what they needed. But Team Black Diamond, I think they're still putting a really good show there. They're just like playing really well and also being really speedy. So I don't think we have seen a lot of mistakes coming from Team Black Diamond. So it's just like both sides are doing so well, and only the best side is gonna be taking over. The last game is gonna be the game where it just everything gets decided, and Harrigan with a really tight save, and another shot gets saved by Kostas. We started early with 2 shots immediately, but they always got blocked, and Harrigan is there to punish for that mistake. A huge mistouch in the defense by Team Black Diamond. Acrotech just didn't really end up being in the right spot, or also like having a solid touch on the ball. And Harrigan was there just almost like he knew it was coming. He saw that he was in a bit of awkward spot, and he kind of felt like he was gonna be having a really bad touch, and he was there to punish. So that was really good for Karnos eSports. And they're just again they're starting with an early pressure, just like how they did in the previous game. Gonna be Brian having to play it off the corner, and a quick follow by Harrigan. Acrotech just pinches the ball off the wall, just trying to center it for his teammate. Really creative use. Still, it got immediately cleared by Karnos eSports right now. It's gonna be Sam just coming off the ceiling. The huge 50 for Team Black Diamond. It's gonna be denied by Harrigan. Frosty is able to beat the defender right there, and a quick follow by Brian, and the placement as well, just incredible. They managed to tie up the game. All came down from Frosty touch right there. He managed to beat the defender. He used the backboard for his teammates, and again we're seeing a lot of use from the wall for Team Black Diamond. So I think for Karnos eSports, they really need a better way to defend their walls and the backboard, because it's not going to be safe once it just bounces off the wall or the backboard and it's not going to be touched. Team Black Diamond, they have always been using the same kind of strategy over and over again in the series. Dental team bump, maybe a team pinch right there from the midfield, but none of that happened. And another double commit, this time in the offense for Team Black Diamond. Harrigan completely missing the ball. It's going to be covered by Kostas. Is able to get a decent clear, and Harrigan with a pre-jump. Sam almost got the dunk. It is a very, very close game right there, and Frosty trying to get a shot on target. It's going to be played by Harrigan, and Acrotech just sends the ball right on the center. It's going to be denied by Sam as he gets it clear. It's going to be Brian. And a huge fake by Acrotech right there. Just almost looked like he was about to take the shot, and Frosty is there for the follow-up. It just that fake in the air just created a lot of struggles for Karnos eSports. Just it kind of like forced them to wait for a bit longer, as they just like had to wait for the second touch, and they just would have known at which kind of direction they're going to be having to jump and boost forward to. But the touch wasn't even there at all, and as soon as the ball was on the ground, there was a follow. Now Team Black Diamond, they are on the lead. Gonna be a 50 from the sideways, and Kostas. It's gonna be Harrigan just trying to harass the last defender, and Sam with a shot, and this one again is gonna be on the backboard, and Harrigan with a follow, and again this one's gonna be saved. Solid aggression but nothing on target yet. And it's gonna be a quick shot from Brian, coming in hot, extending the lead even further. 2 goals lead right now. That kind of aggression just backfired really hard for Karnos. And it's getting really hard to even bounce back and try to find a way to respond back at Team Black Diamond. Huge demo by Kostas, but Frosty is able to buy extra time for his teammate to respond back with his touch. Sam, again, just pitches the ball. Now Brian. Maybe going for a flip reset. He gets his flip as well, but couldn't really move the ball just to a whole different direction. So it was like just a normal side or front flip for Brian right there. And it's gonna be the last minute of game 4. Team Black Diamond having 2 goals lead right now against Karnos eSports. It's gonna be Frosty trying to delay his shot. And for Team Black Diamond, well, they're already on the advantage right there, so they didn't really have to push way too hard. They are already on the lead and they're gonna be winning the series. So for Karnos eSports, they really have to show the kind of aggression and they have to give it all right there. It's either all or nothing. So it's better for you to take your chances. The last 30 seconds, and we haven't seen much in the offense still for Karnos eSports. Sam, maybe with a center ball, it's gonna be cleared by Aquatic, and Frosty with a solid touch. That's gonna be killing extra time for Team Black Diamond. Last 10 seconds. Kostas. But there's nothing yet, and it's gonna be a win for Team Black Diamond against Karnos eSports 3-1, and they get a 0-second goal as well. Aquatic is there to boom the ball all the way in. It's gonna be a 4-1 on this game, but on the series it is 3-1. That was a really close game, but again, just seems like Team Black Diamond, they have better team chemistry than Karnos eSports. They showed a lot of potentials in the previous game, but at the end, it's the team who is doing the best overall is going to be taking the win. So that was huge play by Team Black Diamond. They're still, I think, one of the best teams out there, and it's going to be even harder time for Karnos eSports to be climbing up the standings. Unless that changes next time, we're going to see them playing. But for now, I think we're done from today matches. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.